So, in today's video, I'm going to be interviewing a woman named Sheri who has a house management company primarily for second homeowners and people that own vacation homes here in the Lowcountry, but also even for people that are full-time residents and just don't want to mess with managing the affairs of a house on a daily basis. So if that's something that interests you, stay tuned because we're getting after it right now. Do you want to know everything there is to know about the South Carolina Lowcountry, whether it's Bluffton, Beaufort, Hilton Head Island, or Jasper County? Then subscribe below and tap that bell for notifications so you'll be the first to know every time I put out a new video. My name is David Simcox, host of this channel and a local real estate agent. I get calls and emails every day from people just like you looking to make their move here, and I absolutely love it. So whether you're moving in 3 days, 3 months, or even 3 years, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can always book a Zoom call by going to lowcountrylifestylesteam.com. Now, let's jump right back into the video. Sheri, thank you so much for being on the show and really appreciate you taking the time to come over to the office here. And so I guess for the person watching, what is the name of your company?
So my company is called Do It Best Services, or DIBS Elite for short.
And you are a house manager for luxury real estate, is that correct?
I am. I devote all of our time to the luxury level second homes.
Okay, so you are a house manager, or your company is a house management firm. A lot of people may not even know what that is. So in a nutshell, what is a house manager?
So a house manager is something every wife wants. We take care of every aspect of home ownership, from maintenance, scheduling the right contractors, overseeing their jobs, making sure that what they price and quote is done efficiently and that the bill represents the quality that represents Do It Best Services.
Okay. And so what type of people typically want a house manager?
Well, again, I think every house can benefit from a house manager. You know, when was the last time you changed your smoke detector battery?
I don't know.
Right. So this is what DIBS Elite does, is we create a schedule and we maintain all the maintenance calls, from smoke detectors to HVAC system repairs or services. And so you don't get those surprises when you come into town and you don't know who to call. We're already on top of it. We've already pre-addressed it, and it's a non-issue.
All right. And these are typically luxury homes. I mean, these are in a higher price point. So, and I didn't give you this question before, but like, what price point typically are people entering into that level of maybe they want to use a house manager?
Well, we have different levels of service, from Sun City up to Palmetto Bluff.
Okay.
So I would say anything over 800,000, but we're really focused more on the over like 1.5s.
Okay, so Palmetto Bluff is one of your main neighborhoods, and other neighborhoods that have a heavy influence of second homes where people might need a house manager?
Yes, we have Colleton River is very high with the second home industry, as well as Berkeley Hall. Spring Island is a little bit more personal, but we do have those main homeowners that also take advantage of our services.
And what are some of sort of the day-to-day activities of a house manager? I know you mentioned a few, but what are some of the other kind of line items on your checklist as a house manager?
The baseline services that we have are our monthly audits. And what we do is we go through and we check every HVAC system. We open up underneath every sink in the vanity or the kitchen, laundry rooms. We run the dishwashers from top to bottom like someone's actually living there, and we will spot any issues that happen.
And what is maybe some of the items that you take care of for people that they don't even know they need? Like things you take off their plate that they would be like, I never even thought about that.
Well, like we already talked about the smoke detectors. It's a true thing, and I believe everybody has experienced that beeping at 2 o'clock in the morning. So we handle that. We clean out the filters that are in the dishwashers that nobody knows exist. When your dishwasher stinks, cleaning up underneath the refrigerator and the wine coolers. Electricity is a magnet for dust. It literally sucks dust to it. And if it's not maintained, then you lose efficiency of all your major appliances.
And I know you also help coordinate vendors to get projects done around the house. So how do you go about vetting vendors and selecting vendors and managing those relationships with those vendors so these homeowners don't have to?
I have been so blessed in working with our contractors, our local contractors, for over 20 years. I know their families, so I really have such a relationship in knowing who can deliver the quality job, priced for what they priced, ending at the time they wanted it to end. And having me come in there with the homeowner not even there, doing live updates through their client portals, wherever they are. If they're in, Kentucky or California, they get live updates, which ensures their peace of mind as well.
Okay, so they're not just paying for you, they're paying for your Rolodex.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So how do you feel like having a house manager changes their experience of owning the home? How does life change for them?
There are new homeowners, and then there are the seasoned homeowners. And the responsibilities, again, are basically the same. Whether you live in Sun City or Palmetto Bluff, you still have the HVACs, you still have the food disposals that go wrong. Whether you have 8 units or 1, the responsibilities are the same. And keeping track of all those is really maintaining the equity of the home, the investment that you make.
Now, on this channel, for people watching, they probably know this because a lot of them watch multiple videos. I like to learn more about the people behind the business and their story and their journey and what brought you to this point. So prior to having this house management service, who were you?
Well, I'm a detail-oriented type A person who's going to take any job or situation and adapt and overcome. And that's kind of how my company, Do It Best Services, came to be. It was over a decade long of wanting to serve others. That's my calling, is to serve others, and to bring a homeowner who might be overwhelmed, frustrated, unknown of just all the aspects of home ownership, and bringing them to the solution and having that peace. It just really fills my cup.
And what was the moment where you realized that there was a need for this? When you said, oh my gosh, this is a business. This is something, there's a need for this, and I want to fill that need. How did you come to that conclusion?
It was social media, seeing all those cries for help. Do you know a good plumber? Do you know a good contractor? Do you know a roofer or an inspector? And there's this problem that I've noticed with upselling and upcharging, depending on what neighborhood people are in. And a lot of our clients in Palmetto Bluff and Colleton River have experienced this phenomena. And the contractors I use and have a relationship with don't believe in that either. They think, changing a light bulb is going to be X amount, whether you live, in Spring Island or Sun City.
Yeah, I agree. I get that all the time where, you get the Palmetto Bluff price or you get the Sun City price. And,
Right.
They're charging them based on what they think their wallet can handle. And I don't agree with that either. So as you were starting this business, what was maybe some of the biggest challenges that you went through, maybe that any entrepreneur goes through, speed bumps along the way when starting a business?
Spreading myself too thin, offering too many services that I know I can do when I couldn't focus really on my specialty. And so I learned how to focus in on the maintenance side of it, and everything else just kind of fell into place.
And what were some of those? Did you ever have any moments of self-doubt, like, is this for real? Should I really be doing this? Am I qualified for this? Because I know, a lot of people, when they're starting a business, they have that, I know I've had it even when I started my YouTube channel. They call it the imposter syndrome, where you're like, am I really doing this or whatever? Did you have those moments, and how did you overcome that?
Prayer. Waking up every morning, that I had those feelings of, if I'm really cut out to do this. And I was led, like I said, serving others is really my calling, and to figure out how to adapt that into the real world, it verifies why I'm here for others.
And so as this has been progressing, was there a specific moment or time where you're like, this is working? Oh my gosh, I'm onto something here. Like, this is so cool.
It is. It's when my clients reach out to me and just say thank you. I mean, wow, I relieved them from such a simple problem that they didn't know where to turn to, and I handled it for them, and they were 500 miles away, and again, with that client portal, some of my clients say the portal's the best part.
Now explain to me the portal. Like, what is that exactly?
All of our clients get a customized client portal that they have access to 24/7. And after our initial consultation, I'll walk through the property, take pictures of every room. We'll label them Jim's room, Nancy's room, billiard. So when an issue comes up in the home, we can refer to it by the name. There's no like, well, are you talking about the pink room or, the rose room,
Yeah.
So, and knowing that when I'm in there and I'm taking these pictures of how your project is coming along, I have a client in Culleton River right now having a guest house completely redone, and the HVAC vent should have been vertical. And so we turned it and I shot it and I was like, is that okay? And they're up in New York and they said it's perfect. So these are the things that my clients really enjoy.
Okay. Do you have a specific story or a case study of maybe how one of your clients, by having a house manager, how that's positively impacted their life?
I mean, I would humbly say all of my clients. But I could really actually flip it and say to those who didn't want the monthly services, I have a few of examples of those who didn't want to sign up for that and created, $15,000, $20,000 repairs. I had one client who went to their home up north and for the summer, because it gets pretty hot down here, and they came back and their roof had a major leak and they had to gut the entire guest house, the Frog, finished room over garage, costing over $15,000 because they didn't want to invest, the few $100s that a monthly audit would have prevented it and found it.
So if I'm hearing you correctly, I don't know how you charge, and maybe you want to talk about that or maybe you don't, but it sounds to me like having a house manager could, in fact, save you more money than the cost of actually having a house manager.
Oh, absolutely. There's a saying, preventative.
An ounce of prevention beats a pound of cure.
Exactly. That's it. Yeah.
Do you want to touch on how charges work, or is that something they should just talk to you offline?
I mean, it's very basic. I'm not going to get into the numbers. HVAC systems every month cost an X amount to check. So if you have 8, you just multiply that by 8. It's very transparent.
So it's kind of an a la carte system.
It is.
Based on what level of service you want.
It is.
Okay. So somebody that's watching this right now, say they're moving, they're thinking of, they're in New York, New Jersey, Ohio, Pennsylvania, California, maybe they're in Europe, maybe they're in Dubai, who knows, but they want to own a home in the Lowcountry. What should they consider when it comes to, do I need a house manager or not?
Mm-hmm.
Like, what is that bare minimum criteria of like, okay, I need this?
The bare minimum is, unless you understand all the demands of living in the Lowcountry and its environments, I would not recommend, I would require them to find a home manager. If it's not me, someone else who has lived here. I've lived here since 1995. I've seen hurricanes, I've seen tornadoes, I've seen high tides. We have salt air, high humidity and heat that just the rest of the areas, up in the north. Dubai might have it, but up in New York, they don't experience such things, and these create such a different toll on these homes that without preventative maintenance can seriously add up to some high repair.
So is this only for people that are using this as a second home, or do you have people that are living in their home full time that still use your services?
I do. It's not very much. I do have a handful of full-time owners that appreciate it so they can continue with their retirement, playing their golf or traveling. Again, it's the whole gamut of just owning a home and all those, whether you know them or not, but all those different directions that a home requires, taking that off your plate so you can just enjoy the Lowcountry while you're coming here.
Right, because there's a lot of people that just aren't handy and they're specialists in, they might be a brain surgeon, but they're like, I don't want to change a filter. I don't want to mess with this. I don't want to mess with that. I'd rather just show up and enjoy my home, and I don't want to have to think about all the things that comes to, owning and managing a house. I want to focus on what I'm good at. So I could see people like that as well could use your services. All right, last question, and then you can add anything that you want to. What would you say is the biggest misconception about house managers or having a house manager?
The biggest misconception is that, well, actually there's two. One, that they're for the luxury. And yes, I focus on the luxury. I've been working in that field for over 20 years. There are absolutely other fantastic management companies out there. But to have boots on the ground, looking at your home, focusing on that. You go to a salon to get your hair done, right? You're not going to go to, Home Depot for that, right? So don't look elsewhere for someone to look out for your home that's not trained to do it. You're not going to go ask your neighbor, hey, look under my sinks, you know?
Yeah.
So it's not just for the luxury. It's anybody who has an investment that really wants to protect that equity. It's investing in your home.
Yeah, absolutely. So for people that are watching this and they have an interest, how do they get in touch with you? Where do they find you?
The best way would be to book a free consultation with me through my website, which is doitbestservices.com. And they could also find me on Facebook or Instagram and maybe now YouTube.
Yeah.
Which thank you so much for having me. I really
Absolutely. It was a
appreciate it.
pleasure. All right. Well, I hope that was helpful to you guys. And I really appreciate you coming in here. I've enjoyed meeting you. And I hope that it's valuable for you watching. And if it's something you want to learn more about, reach out to Sheri and schedule a call. And hopefully we'll be able to send some business your way and keep up the good work of serving others. The same philosophy we have, you know, serving others. It's the ultimate calling in life. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for staying till the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed that interview. I hope it was helpful. And if it's something that you think you could benefit for, go ahead and reach out to Sheri. And of course, if I can help you find your own Lowcountry lifestyle, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text, or you can always book a Zoom call by going to lowcountrylifestylesteam.com. I hope to meet you in person at some point, but if not, I hope to at least see you on the next video.